I never imagined that an ordinary day at the Interstellar Academy would turn into the kind of nightmare or miracle that legends are made of. My name is Ethan Carr, a human exchange student sent to the prestigious Lyrian Academy aboard the orbital station Aurelia, a hub of intergalactic diplomacy, knowledge, and political intrigue. Humans, though regarded as primitive by most alien species, were increasingly recognized for their unpredictability and ingenuity. That, I learned, could be both a blessing and a curse. It all began when I received my assignment for the day: attend the Royal Lecture on Interspecies Ethics in the Grand Hall. As usual, I was late, running through the corridors in my standard-issue academy uniform, my bag bouncing against my hip. The Grand Hall was already filled with beings of every imaginable shape and color: tentacled Zorans, crystalline Lithons, amphibious Quilarians, and more. At the center, elevated on a dais, was none other than Princess Calera of the Lyrian Empire, a being whose reputation preceded her across several star systems. She was striking, with translucent, opalescent skin that shimmered in shades of violet and blue, and eyes that seemed to pierce straight through your thoughts. I, of course, had been warned never to meet her gaze directly, but fate, apparently, has a cruel sense of humor. Sliding into a seat near the back, I tried to appear invisible. Humans were rare in this academy, and I had learned that standing out was a dangerous affair. But the universe, as it turns out, has other plans. During the lecture, Princess Calera's gaze swept across the room, lingering on me for an uncomfortably long moment. My stomach tightened. I prayed she hadn't noticed me, yet the sudden tilt of her head told me she had. "Ethan Carr," she said, her voice melodic yet authoritative, echoing through the hall. "Step forward." My heart stopped. All eyes turned toward me. I felt like a bug under a magnifying lens, and for a moment, I feared this was some form of alien execution ritual. I rose, legs shaking, and approached the dais, where she awaited with a mixture of curiosity and something I couldn't quite identify, an inscrutable emotion that made the air around her hum. "I've read your diary, human," she declared, her words slicing through the chatter like a laser blade. My blood ran cold. "Why you what?" I stammered. "My diary? The private musings that no one, not even my roommate, had ever seen? How could she?" "Your thoughts, your fears, your desires," she continued, eyes gleaming like twin stars. "I know the secrets you've hidden from the universe." I tried to hide behind a nervous chuckle. I don't. What do you mean?" "You write about us, about this academy, about me," she said, leaning closer, her scent intoxicating and otherworldly. "And yet you dare to think yourself safe from scrutiny?" I swallowed hard. My mind raced. How had she gotten access to my diary? I had kept it encrypted in the human way, a simple digital pad with biometric locks. Was it possible she had some alien hacking technique? But then I remembered something. A week ago, I had confided in the AI companion aboard my tablet, jokingly wishing someone would read my thoughts. Maybe the AI had misunderstood my humor? Trying to recover my composure, I said, "Princess, I didn't mean for anyone to see that. It's personal." Calera's eyes softened slightly, but only for a heartbeat. Then they hardened again. "Humans are strange creatures," she said. "So fragile, yet so daring. You write of loneliness, of longing, of wanting to belong. You fear we will never accept you. And yet, her gaze locked onto mine. You are more remarkable than any of your species could imagine. Remarkable? I blinked. The words were unexpected, and for a moment, my panic faded into confusion. Princess, I don't understand, I said. Why would you even bother reading it? Because curiosity is not merely a human trait, Ethan, she replied. It is universal. And because I have not seen honesty like yours in a long time. The beings here wear masks, speak in diplomacy, hide their true selves. But you are unguarded, vulnerable, terrifyingly genuine. I felt my face flush. It was one thing to be praised for bravery or intellect. It was another to have an alien princess dissect your emotions while making you feel completely exposed. Kalara stepped down from the dais, moving closer, so close I could see the faint bioluminescent patterns pulsing across her skin. I wonder, she murmured, if you understand just how rare that honesty is in this galaxy. I think I understand, I whispered, though my heart pounded in my chest. She tilted her head, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Then perhaps you should not fear my knowledge of your diary, human. Perhaps you should embrace it. That evening, I was summoned to her private quarters, a shimmering chamber filled with luminous crystals, holographic projections, and the scent of alien flora I couldn't name. I had no idea what to expect, and my anxiety was a living entity crawling up my spine. Kalara gestured for me to sit. You write of your fears, your doubts, your dreams, she said. And yet, here you are standing before me. Why do humans cling to fear when they have the capacity for greatness? I hesitated. I suppose it's because we don't know what's expected of us. Out there, among all these species, I'm just human. Ordinary. Kalara laughed softly, the sound like wind chimes in a celestial breeze. Ordinary, she repeated. You faced the Zoran combat simulations and outperformed every participant. You navigated the Lithan political maze with strategy and empathy that none of our diplomats could match. You, human, stand as proof that one does not need the ancestry of Lyrians, the strength of Zorans, or the wisdom of Lithans to achieve the extraordinary. My chest tightened. No one had ever spoken to me with such admiration before, let alone an alien royal whose mere presence could influence interstellar politics. She leaned closer again, her voice dropping to a whisper. I read your dreams, human. I saw the one where you wished to unite species, not through power or fear, but through understanding. Do you know what I thought? I shook my head, unable to tear my eyes from hers. I thought perhaps this human could teach us all something we've forgotten. For a long moment, the room was silent, the only sound the faint hum of the station's energy core. And then, unexpectedly, she smiled, a genuine, warm smile that softened the alien edge of her features. You do not need to fear me, she said. You need only trust yourself. Days turned into weeks, and my world shifted in ways I could never have imagined. Kalara and I spent countless hours discussing philosophy, history, and the subtle art of diplomacy. I discovered that behind her regal demeanor was a mind as sharp as any tactician's and a heart that understood vulnerability in ways even humans struggled to articulate. One night, during a quiet moment aboard the observation deck, I confessed something I had never admitted to anyone before. Princess, I've always felt like I didn't belong anywhere. Not on Earth, not here, not anywhere in the galaxy. And reading my diary, I suppose I hoped someone, anyone, would understand me. She reached out, her hand hovering near mine before gently brushing against it. Ethan, I read your diary, yes. But I did not read it to mock you or to judge you. I read it because I wanted to know the human who dared to dream beyond their stars. And I do understand you, more than you know. Her words washed over me, breaking down walls I had built for decades. For the first time, I didn't feel like an outsider. I felt seen, truly seen. The academy year progressed, and with Kaylor's guidance, I spearheaded a series of interspecies dialogues that bridged centuries of distrust and prejudice. Humans, once regarded as naive and weak, became envoys of reason, empathy, and ingenuity. I became the living embodiment of what my diary had always hoped to convey, that even the smallest, seemingly ordinary beings could spark extraordinary change. And yet, amid the triumphs, Kaylora and I shared a private understanding, a bond forged not just in diplomacy, but in mutual recognition of each other's humanity, or in her case, her version of it. She would tease me about my diary, of course, but with affection rather than judgment. Every confession I once thought would shatter me became a bridge between us, a reminder that vulnerability was not weakness, but power. Months later, during a ceremonial gala where I was formally recognized for my contributions, Kaylora approached me in front of the assembled dignitaries. She held a small, intricately designed device, my diary, now printed in Lyrian holographic script. "I read your diary," she said softly, echoing that fateful moment when our paths first collided. "And I think the galaxy should too." The hall erupted in applause, and I felt a warmth unlike any I had known. My words, my thoughts, my humanity, once hidden in a digital notebook, had transformed into a beacon that even alien worlds could recognize and respect. As Kaylora and I stood side by side, looking out at the stars that stretched beyond comprehension, I realized something profound. Perhaps being human was not about strength, speed, or intellect. Perhaps it was about daring to be honest, daring to dream, and daring to trust that even across the cosmos, someone or something would understand. The diary, once a secret I feared would expose me, had become a testament to hope, courage, and connection. And as Princess Kaylora smiled at me, her eyes reflecting the light of distant galaxies, I knew that I had not only found acceptance, but had carved a place for humanity among the stars. And in that moment, the words that once made me tremble, "I read your diary, human," became the affirmation of a destiny I had never imagined, a reminder that even the smallest human heart could illuminate the vast, cold expanse of the universe.